are you traveling for the aesthetic versus traveling for your experience?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Very true. I find that those photo moments that attracted me there, I never get the photo.
Because Jasmine's traveling for the experience.
I never get with. I'll be like, dang, I could have documented that a little bit better. Like, I literally did that. Like, you know, I went there and did that thing that I saw everybody do. And I'm like, I did not, it's not giving high quality. It's not giving like,
it's giving like a
shoe.
Like,
right. So I think for me, when it comes to those big photo moments, I tend to drop the ball because I be in the experience.
I'm literally laughing because I'm thinking about our trip to Guatemala when we got to the arch.
By the time we got to that hand, I was done.
But no, not even that. The yellow arch, the second half of the day.
Oh, yeah.
We got to yellow arch. I'm like, guys, you gotta get a picture in front of the yellow arch. Like, it means we were here. And Ricky and Jasmine were like, okay.
It's time to eat at that point. It was like time. Hey y'all.
Hey. Welcome to another episode of Travel
Fly Sexy.
I'm your co-host Natasha Terrell, owner of Travel Goddess International.
And I'm your co-host Sincerely Jasmine, founder of Boss Babes Love Brunch.
Period. All right, guys. So this episode is going to be talking about why everybody going to the same destinations. Like, and granted, nothing wrong with that. I'm just happy you're going outside.
Period.
However, we would like to dive into what that looks like, why it's happening, and maybe some alternatives so you can get the same vibe, but maybe not spend as much money or feel like everybody going to be there.
Right. Or get the picture without all these people in the background. Or, you know, actually get the experience that you're looking for. Or even just discussing seasons and stuff. So we'll get into all of that stuff.
Yes, of course. But before we jump into all of that, a little bit of gotta smell from our inbox to yours. What is going on in the world of travel, Jazz?
Yeah, so we got some good news this week. Fiji Airways actually has joined One World Alliance. So if we know, One World is U.S. airline alliance, which is mostly American Airlines.
Yeah, I mean, it's American Airlines and a bunch of other partners as well, Qatar Airways and all the things. So having Fiji Airways a part of that is fantastic, especially for the points and miles.
I was just about to say that's the real tea. So, you know, we love the points and miles. So basically your AA Advantage miles will be able to be utilized for your Fiji Airways flights now.
Yeah. So in case you're not familiar with airline alliances or partnerships, it's essentially where you have multitude of airlines and what we call under the same umbrella. So you're able to kind of code share, partner share, cross-pollinate, if you will, your points or your miles in order to maximize your reach, your availability on flights, and then get across the globe a little bit easier. So as Philadelphians, we have a large partnership with American Airlines and British Airways. So those are like heavy on the, if you book American internationally, it's going to probably say operated by British Airways.
Exactly.
When you book the flight. So that's a product of this One World Alliance. And so now Fiji Airways is also part of the alliance.
Exactly.
Which is a great bonus, especially because the people is asking to visit the French Polynesian.
Exactly. So you can get those flights and you can get them on miles now on your American miles. I think American is killing the game right now with like the points and the miles and just like how they are. Yeah. They're my favorite when it comes to who I collect and use the miles the most for.
Yeah. And they also like still have a decent enough miles to, what do you call it? Like redemption rate ratio.
Yeah.
Because a lot of other people want all your miles.
Oh yeah, no. I
to
saw
go
they were doing
down the street.
Some specials for like early spring. I think it was like 5,000.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I was okay.
Yeah. And it was like
miles.
really good like routes. Like you could go to Cancun for 5,000 miles.
Real cute.
Like we see you, American.
Granted, I just used over 20,000 miles for a round trip flight, but it's okay.
I mean, was it at least international?
It was, and it was worth it. It's fine.
Okay.
But that 5,000 was cute.
Just in the line with your dates.
5,000 was cute.
Yeah. So if you are familiar with or not familiar with, the link is in the show notes for you to be able to browse the new venture with Fiji Airways and One World Alliance. Again, One World, the conglomerate of American Airlines. But yeah, this is something to consider. Again, if you maybe are listening in Fiji and you want to come to America, hello. Now you can.
Hello.
I mean, you always could, but now you can on your miles. So you never know. But I think that that's really cool. And I love seeing these partnerships expand like that.
Yeah,
It just means
it
that
just gives you more leeway, more flexibility in travel. So we're excited to see where, the One World goes.
For me, I'm like, let me go when I get out of here. Let me go see
what they got to offer.
With that little points what they asking for to go to Fiji, baby. Because I got some AA miles.
Yeah, exactly. You can play with it.
Period. Cool beans. All right, AA. Yeah, y'all. 2025 might be y'all comeback year. I see.
Yeah, they are trying.
I see it. New routes, new partnerships, new everything.
Okay, American.
All right, American.
Now, let's see if American can get us to these same destinations that we keep going to.
That everybody keep going to?
Yeah.
I mean, for the most part.
And when I think about the same destination, I guess it kind of is like a subjective thing because we all want to go to certain destinations for certain reasons. We have those like 7 World Wonders and all those things where you're like, I have to go here.
Yeah.
But I think it's kind of getting a little oversaturated to where it's not as enjoyable in certain destinations. And for me, I'm starting to think like, you think Paris when you're trying to get those pictures in front of the Eiffel Tower.
Oh, Jesus.
And, in front of the Louvre and everybody's out there. So yeah, the destination saturation is a thing right now in 2025.
Yeah. Shameless plug though. Shout out to Apple, even though they on the SAT list right now. But that new update that allows you to remove the people right in the app.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Baby. Yes. What is it? Whatever the iOS we on now. What is this? 18?
Yeah, because you
iOS
they pay for an app.
You used to have to pay for the app.
And that's literally what I was thinking. Like, now you got to remove people out the background. It's just extra work.
You can do it right in your Photos app right now. And it is intuitive.
I'm going to try that out.
Like, it's this. Like, before it used to leave that like blur look. So it's still like.
It looks like you removed
it. Baby. And that's the one thing with Apple. They will take their time on features and they will release it once they have perfected it. They don't just release it because it's new and then be like, all right, let's figure it out. So it's always like, yeah, we had that in the app for the last 4 years.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. It's been a thing also where you can like copy the person, but I didn't know you can delete. Okay, we got to check that out.
I'll show it to you when we get off because I cleaned up some good photos lately and I'm amazed. So if you really do want to visit the destination and you have an iPhone, you at least will be able to clean it up and look like it's just you.
And that's actually a good point into our first point is just how the photos are what is kind of making these destinations popular.
For sure.
So we kind of call it the Instagram effect.
For sure.
And we talk about it all the time, just like travel content creators and people traveling more and documenting it as we're in this like social world. So it's like, okay, now it's viral. I got to go there.
Right. I need to see it.
Which makes me think immediately about Tokyo right now.
It's true. But you know what? I can't all the way blame IG for Tokyo because also I subscribe to a lot of travel outlets and media and they also all have Tokyo on the like must visit list. So if you're a person who looks at those types of lists as well to get your inspiration for the year, then I think that those go hand in hand where you're like, Travel and Leisure is telling me to go here, and then Instagram is showing me to go here.
Exactly. And I feel like same with Thailand. Tokyo and Thailand have been like heavily pushed by the travel outlets, but also the travel content creators, the people who are like moving to these places and creating these like different stories. I'm like, do I want to go to Tokyo?
You almost feel like someone convinced you. You're not sure who, but I'm going.
That's the Instagram effect. I keep seeing it. So I'm like, wait, maybe maybe I do.
Maybe I'm supposed to be there.
Maybe I do want to go. Whole time, I've never even thought about going to Tokyo. So that's literally the Instagram effect on me.
But it's so true. And it's also like, you know, like you said, the viral moments or just the abundance of content on the destination. You're seeing people like yourself that look, or people that look like you in the destination. All of those things are like, make you feel like, all right, maybe I do want to go here. And as you mentioned, it might have wasn't on your list, but now it is.
Right. Y'all convincing me.
Convinced me somehow, some way. Now it's on my must visit. So yeah, I mean, I definitely think it's cool to find inspiration online. I think we all find inspiration online, but I don't know, maybe have some willpower. And if you already have your travel bucket list, like knock that out.
Or make a travel bucket list. I
one.
do think that's important. We talked about that last year a lot as far as like being intentional with travel. This year, not so much for me.
Just winging it.
But yeah, just been winging it.
Still outside though.
But yeah, don't be like me. Be better than me. Like, you know, don't let Instagram tell you what to do. Go where you want to go.
And if it does,
and if the price ain't right, then go where Instagram told you to go.
That part. But I mean, at the same time, I think everybody's just like, well, I want that photo. I want that image.
Yeah.
So then it becomes a matter of, to our next point, are you traveling for the aesthetic versus traveling for your experience?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Very true. I find that those photo moments that attracted me there, I never get the photo.
Because Jasmine's traveling for the experience.
I never get I'll be like, dang, I could have documented that a little bit better. Like, I literally did that. Like, you know, I went there and did that thing that I saw everybody do. And I'm like, it's not giving high quality. It's not giving like,
it's giving like a
shoe.
Like,
Right. So I think for me, when it comes to those big photo moments, I tend to drop the ball because I be in the experience.
I'm literally laughing because I'm thinking about our trip to Guatemala when we got to the arch.
Oh, by the time we got to that hand, I was done.
But no, not even that. The yellow arch, the second half of the day.
Oh, yeah.
When we got to yellow arch, I'm like, guys, you gotta get a picture in front of the yellow arch. Like, it means we were here. And Ricky and Jasmine was like, okay.
It's time to eat at that point. It was like time to eat at that point. And it also depends on like, you know, like you're not traveling for photos.
Yeah.
So if you're a person who's like, let's go get the picture first thing in the morning before you start your day or whatever, like if that's the goal, cool.
Yeah.
But I'm not letting that water down my experience. Like, we're not going to derail this and sometimes you have those content days where you're like, we just going to go boop, boop, bam and get all this stuff done.
Yes.
But I'm certainly not going to let a photo derail the experience.
Heavy on the content days though. I think, especially just as travelers, travel content creators, people who utilize our platforms to sell services or whatever the case might be, we do have to still have some type of good content. But I will say, like the first thing you mentioned is starting the day, getting it done, and then enjoying the rest of the day is one option. Or like, if your trip is 5 days, day 2 is for the content. And this is, we're gonna change outfits multiple times this day. We're gonna knock this out. And we're going to have all of this on the back end to be able to go through, but we're going to enjoy the experience.
Yeah.
I've done
girls of 𝗓𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂
us on YouTube and listen wherever you get your podcasts.
And make sure that you're following us on Instagram and TikTok at @TravelFlySexy.
And of course, if you have a product or service that you'd like to see featured on an upcoming episode of Travel Fly Sexy, shoot us an email at info@travelflysexy.com.
Now let's get back into the episode.
I've done both, and that allows me to keep my sanity and still enjoy the experience.
Right, but no, you got what you came for.
But know I got what I came for, and know I got a full clip to unload when I get home.
Yeah.
But I didn't miss the experience. Yeah. But I definitely am heavy on the, like, I'm going to get up in the morning or whatever the case might be. Like, if we get to the excursion, I'm going to knock out the content first.
Right, before we get deep into
it. And then I'm going to enjoy it.
Because once I start drinking and eating, it's a wrap. Like,
it's a wrap.
It is a wrap.
The waistline start fluctuating. You ain't even getting it the way you wanted it.
As soon as I get to the restaurant, take my picture now. Like, right now.
Before I spill something.
Before I eat a bite, like... Get it now. But wait till my cocktail come because I need a prop.
I need the prop.
So it's like after we order, after the cocktails come out, but before I eat, it's the perfect time to, if you're ever dining with me, to take a photo of me.
I also struggle with that though, because sometimes I'll be so hungry where I'm like, I know I'm supposed to.
And that's where I just be like, well, I'll be like, I can't get this. This didn't happen. Like, this moment didn't happen. This outfit get worn again. It's okay. It's okay.
But I will also ask, what's like the cost of that mindset where if you're really just focusing so much on your aesthetic, do you miss out on just your moments, on your experience moments?
You certainly miss out on the experiences like we just said, but I also feel like everybody's not on that type time. And it goes back to a few episodes we talked about before. Now, you respectfully are like, I get that. You want to change your outfits, you want to get your pictures, but like 8 times out of 10, everybody's not on it.
Yeah.
So if you want to do a photo shoot, if you want to like really, if you're really that girl and you don't got the tripod or whatever, like I'm going to set up a time. Like I'll find a photographer in destination. So whether they're coming with us on the excursions and I get my little personal time before we go, or if I'm meeting up with them at some time to get what I need. So I do think it's an actual cost. If you are that person, because you can't expect everyone to want to change 6 times and do a photo shoot and get all hot. Like people don't like that. Like the average person hates
don't care for that.
I'm literally here for vacation. Now take my pic. Give me some good pictures. But like, girl, we not about to allocate all this time to that. You're not a model. Like, so don't ruin the trip by you wanting too many pics. Now you and your friends beefing. Girl, go hire somebody whose job that is. And it's like, y'all want to do a photo shoot or you out like, and I'm sure they'll be into it. But like, don't stress people out because that ruins their experience.
You're not a model.
You're not a model.
Bro, I know y'all be cracking up at Jazz because I'll be hollering. Well then, with that being said, is it worth it? Like, is it worth it if it's overhyped? Destination.
I think every destination's worth it.
I definitely think every destination is worth it, but I like to navigate.
Ricky
disagrees.
He disagrees. He does not agree that every destination's worth it.
Meaning, worth visiting. But then at the same time, I might be kicking myself in the mouth too. Because I'm like, granted, I'm going to find a highlight in every visit.
Absolutely.
But do I need to come back? So maybe that's where I'm like, maybe it's not all the way worth it. But more so in the space of being overhyped. Like these multi-visited, everybody got to be there, same destinations. Like, do you feel like it's worth it to get there and then you can barely even get your photo because it's so crowded?
I guess it kind of depends on the destination. I do think it's get there so you can say you got there.
Yeah.
If that's that's the goal, so then you don't have to worry about returning or worry about, but also on the other hand, it might be worth waiting to, like if it's not that pressing.
That's kind of when I lean into like off-season travel.
Exactly.
Because I don't want to come here when everybody
here. Yeah, that's what I'm like. I think if you are interested in a destination that, is overhyped, it's worth doing that layered research. You're like, okay, where everybody trying to go and why? Because maybe it's something. Maybe it's like a busy season because of a reason. And you're like, okay, I can avoid that and still get a good experience.
Yeah. I right now, I think a couple of destinations that come to mind when I'm like, it might be overhyped, but I can't say it because I haven't visited. However, I can base off of feedback that I've received from people who have. And the only reason that it might be considered overhyped is because when you get there, it's not that much to do. So the 2 that come to mind right now is Saudi Arabia and the Maldives.
Maldives immediately, yeah.
Where it's like, if you ever notice, most of the content for those destinations are at the resort that the person or people are staying at.
Honorable mention, St. Lucia.
No, St.
Very
Lucia
cute.
got stuff to do.
Not a lot. Not a lot.
We did stuff in St. Lucia.
We literally had an overly curated trip and did stuff. But for the average person, it's given Maldives vibes to me. It's given stay on this property, enjoy this beautiful place.
You ain't had to dig St. Lucia.
It was an honorable mention.
Catch it straight.
I love St.
My little chocolate tour.
Yeah, the chocolate. That was what I say. That's all right. Little mud bath.
I know exactly what you're saying. I'm just giving you,
the mud bath
giving you a hard time.
But it's also giving honeymoon. Like
very much so.
Like ATVs, activity. Like it's not somewhere where you're going to get this super layered experience.
I agree. Yeah, take the boat out one day, do a sailing, you know, get your chocolate tour, get your mud bath, but mostly relax.
It's vacation. Some
the beaches are gorgeous.
Maldives gives sleep. Best rest I ever got in my life is what it gives.
And pregnancy. Yeah. That's what it gives. Let's be honest.
Literally what it gives. It gives room service all day.
Service all day. But that's what I'm saying. But yet, it's on everyone's IG, TikTok, everywhere, and you feel like you want to be there.
Yeah.
But then you get there and you're like, what this was it? Okay. So that's why I'm like, oh, is the overhype worth it then? Like, because it's not cheap to get to either one of those
at all. And it's layered to get there. You gotta get there.
So I still haven't been there because I'm still weighing I know when I get there, I'm going to just be chilling. Yeah. So I need to decide when I need the 4 or 5 days of nothing.
I never need 4 or 5 days.
I know, exactly.
And maybe I do. Maybe I'm just not that plan life. But like
4
or 5 days, and then me traveling on 2 planes, then a little plane, and all this stuff to be asleep and possibly pregnant. Oh my God, this is crazy.
This is nuts. Oh, so think twice.
It's a setup.
Ricky is dying. Next point. Are destination dupes the better way to go then? So as we've talked just about all of these maybe overhyped, but oversaturated destinations, should we now more so be looking at destination dupes to kind of help us through the process?
Destination dupes has been a trend. At first I'm like, what is that?
Yeah.
But like, it's literally been a trend these last few years because of this, people are looking into places where they can get a similar experience, or a similar aesthetic, for a similar or lower price point, or, just a more feasible travel experience. Because again, some of these places take long hauls to get there, or just are very expensive.
Because everybody keep going there.
Exactly.
And that's before we talk more about the dupes, it's like, I feel like the price point doesn't always match the value, but because it's a sought after destination or a sought after experience, I can charge you what I want to charge you for.
Yeah, that's true.
Because y'all gonna keep coming, or because y'all want to come. So now it's like, oh well, this is just gonna be $3,000 a night because somebody's gonna pay it.
Destination dupes is kind of the way to like get around that and change the shift a little bit. So we might can lower them prices if we work together.
We definitely can lower the prices.
We all can go to these destinations
if we work together. 100% we can. And just to give you guys like an idea of some like destination dupes that we found online, we saw Paros, Greece, as a dupe to Santorini, Greece. And I've been to both, and I can say my time on the island of Paros, magical, and still getting the beautiful scenery, but you don't feel like everybody's on top of you. And that island is stunning too. You get your blue doors, you get the beautiful waterways and walkways, but it's not crowded. Yeah, I loved Paros.
That's good to know.
I can't wait to go back.
I have clients who are interested in Greece, and I'm like, getting you to Santorini. Obviously, I know that's where you want to go. Yeah. But now, can offer some options. Yeah. Like,
And I get it too, because it's like, yes, like we're talking about, you want to say you've been to Santorini.
Absolutely.
Go do your 2 nights there, but don't spend your whole trip there.
Yeah, you can break it up.
Yeah, for sure.
Another good example, we all love Lake Como, obviously, but a very costly experience. So Lake Adelan in Guatemala, which we went to last year. Yes. Beautiful experience. Beautiful. You can get like, if you want to stay on the lake, which I would love to go back and stay at some of those properties that they actually have.
Yeah, they were pretty.
But we kind of did like an excursion where we just like bounced around and went to different islands, and it was so great.
Yeah. And it still kind of gave you that like, I'm looking out on this gorgeous lake. Yeah. Like you are in Lake Como. You can drive through it on the little boat like you are with Lake Como.
Easily to commute. You can get around.
But a fraction of the cost.
Absolutely.
Fraction of the cost.
And those properties were gorgeous and quite reasonable.
Yes. And I mean, Yeah, I would go back and I would stay on the lake.
Yeah, I would stay on the lake next time.
It was so pretty and peaceful.
Yeah.
Loved it. Another one, if you are interested in Croatia, maybe you would like to consider Montenegro, which is bordering country to Croatia, still giving you similar vibes. Croatia is very famous for those orange buildings. The buildings aren't orange, but I forget what the heck the top of the buildings are called. But nevertheless, you know the aesthetic. Look at Croatia. You know what I'm talking about.
It's so pretty.
And also gorgeous, gorgeous seascapes, like the ocean. Oh my gosh.
Also very expensive.
Yes, child. My trip to Croatia
very costly.
Granted, I got a travel agent rate, but the regular price was high.
Yeah.
And travel agent rate was high too.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'll be looking at the travel agent's rates like, I'm gonna come for you one day, Croatia, but not today, girl. Not today.
Not today. But Montenegro will give you that same vibe and aesthetic for a fraction of the cost because people still aren't checking for Montenegro yet. To get back. I got to get back.
That's a cute little name. I want to go there just because of the name.
I'm fine as a trip because I really want to go to Montenegro.
Yeah. And I mean, Croatia is definitely on my list and I can't afford it. So
we take a little day trip or something. We can drive and stuff.
Dupe destination. I'd be like, I'm in Croatia. They're not going to know.
Period. They not going to know.
And that's, if you really want to dupe it, you can act like you... Nobody knows.
No, how will they know?
How will they know? If somebody went, they're going to be like, oh, I was there. Like, oh, that's the beach we went to. Like, whole other side, like, whatever.
I love it.
Another good destination dupe is Iceland's also super popular right now.
Yes, it is.
Northern Lights, you have the lagoon.
Yeah.
I want to go to Iceland and I hate the cold. So I also feel like this is manipulating my mind a little bit.
It's not cold all year though. So you could go like spring, summer, and
I've never been attracted to it until the more recent years because of the propaganda. But Western Colorado, it still gives you that feel of you get the gorgeous outdoors feels, the mountainous feels, and obviously a fraction of the cost because you're still staying local.
Yeah. I mean, like there's so many different places. I'll say one honorable mention that I recently discovered is instead of Maldives, people are talking about, Fayette, Turkey?
Oh.
Yeah, which is like gorgeous beach area. Turkey itself is, oh my gosh.
I would not think Turkey
has
Maldives
so many layers.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It has beach, it has city, it has like mountainous. It is a huge country.
Okay, Turkey.
Yeah.
Tosh loved her experience in Turkey, and I love that for her.
I think it's number one.
It's not a destination that I would immediately think about.
It is so layered.
But it looked amazing.
It's so layered, and it was so...
Okay, Turkish beaches.
Don't sleep on them Turkish beaches, okay?
Like a good
They are stunning.
I gotta look into that.
Yes. So, yeah. So, I mean, if you want to kind of get the vibes and aesthetic, or you're traveling for the vibes and aesthetics, consider the dupes. But if you're definitely like, no, I want to say that I went here because the gram said here,
go there.
Then go there.
Just go. And that's actually a good transition for our next one, which is the pros of visiting these popular places, these places that are, viral, I guess.
Yeah.
And with that, it's being documented. So the more people going, I don't want to say the safer you are, but the more people who are experiencing it, they are expecting a bunch of tourists to come and do the similar things that you do. Yeah. So you can kind of just build your own itinerary just from what the people are telling you.
Right. Build it on TikTok.
Yeah, literally. Hotel, things to do. You can find people to utilize from other people's experiences, whether it's direct links or just doing a little digging. Because I'm a dig and find who the driver was.
You gotta have a good situation when it comes to people who you travel with, because everybody gotta have strengths.
Yeah,
Jasmine will research.
I'm going to find it. Whatever it is, I'm going to find it,
and I'm gonna be like, well, how much does it cost? Just tell me the price.
Right on TikTok, I'm going to find someone in destination. So, like I said, if y'all need the photographer, the driver, like I was telling y'all, I'll find you one.
But even to that too, you know, the pros of just the destination itself being so popular is that they have the infrastructure now. You know, when you visit places that are possibly a dupe or just, you know, something different, then you might not have all the same conveniences.
Absolutely.
That have now been developed and structured for the places that are popular. Or just like you said, the ease of planning. Like that, for a lot of people, is the selling point. Like, can I make this simple? And if I can, then I'm going.
And I can go and do everything that they did. I know what I'm going to eat. I know where I'm going to go for the club, where I'm going to go for here, because I've seen it several times.
Exactly.
And that honestly is very typical. It'll be those, you know, clubs that we all are just like, those are the go-to clubs in this destination. These are the go-to fine dining restaurants in the destination. If you're celebrating a birthday, these are the places where you can get this celebratory experience in the destination.
Yeah.
So
yeah, no lies told there. And then also safety too. You know, the things are in place accordingly.
Exactly.
Because they know we get in thousands of people here per day.
Exactly. Like you said, the infrastructure, they're expecting more tourists. So the tourism, the structure of those destinations are anticipating that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So I know if I'm...
It definitely has its pros.
It has its pros. The people.
It has its cons. It has its cons.
Like, I could just remember. Hey, y'all. It's your girls of 𝗕𝗲𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒄𝒄.
And guess what? Our Patreon membership is free until the new year.
That's right. No cost, just vibes.
So unlock exclusive content like behind the scenes of our trips, extended brunch abroads and goddess meals,
plus bonus Q&A sessions, and you'll be the first to know about all the amazing things we have upcoming.
Period. So don't miss out on a chance to get VIP treatment. Click the link in our bio and sign up today.
Let's keep traveling and flying sexy together.
Period.
Like, I could just remember when we visited the Acropolis in Greece, and it was just so many people, and they were like, that's a light day. It was a light day.
Yeah.
I was like, I can only imagine, because it was technically still off season at the end of April.
So imagine in
This
June.
is right. No.
Yeah.
This is not for me. I'm going the other way.
Exactly.
Next up on the list is FOMO versus real interest. Because I feel like a lot of y'all feel like y'all gotta be there because everybody there.
I be
what we
having
talking
FOMO.
about.
Yeah,
But do you actually care to go there?
And it goes back to, like you said, the kind of like with the sex versus experience. Like, what are you trying to do?
Right.
Like,
What is your goal?
What is your goal? But I do be having FOMO. I'm not gonna lie. So.
You got FOMO in Tokyo right now.
Yeah, I be having FOMO. I'm like, why do I want to go to 7-Eleven in Tokyo? That's so random.
snacks.
Yeah, like, girl, that's anything. But might do it.
And honestly, I don't think that that's a bad thing. I feel like if it's something that you want to do it. If you want to do it for the gram or do it for yourself.
I really don't want to do it. It's 7-Eleven.
But somehow, some way, we've been convinced that it's a better 7-Eleven experience than in the USA. So here we are, you know? I mean, the same, I would say. Now, granted, I'm going to say the same, but it's really not the same. But the same concept with KFC in Jamaica.
Oh, yeah.
Baby. And granted, it's absolutely worth the hype.
It is.
You have to go see for yourself. To get your taste buds
10
together.
out of 10.
10 out of 10, highly recommend. But again, you learn it from the internet, and now you're like, now there's a line around the corner that takes an hour for you to get chicken at the KFC in Jamaica.
Yeah.
Because everybody want to get the chicken.
I got PTSD about that.
I know you do.
I just be telling people when my clients go, I'm just like, just anticipate chaos. It's worth it. They like, why I'm still in line? Like, people be texting, like, I'm like, just stay down. I'm like,
Stay down.
It's gonna be worth it. And they sassy too. Like, you really just have to go in. Now that's an experience. That's an experience you have to experience yourself, for sure.
That chicken, and then it's not like regular, like I wouldn't say regular, but it's like U.S. fast food where there's maybe some type of sense of urgency.
Yeah.
It's none.
No, that's
It's
why I'm
the
like,
island.
you gotta experience. And it's crazy. Yeah, you gotta experience it for yourself. It's a good experience.
I do think, sometimes we make choices based on FOMO, and I also think that that's okay. I really don't think that's a bad thing, but I just don't like it when we make the decision and then we get to the destination and we complain the whole time, because you didn't realize that it didn't align with any of your interests or with anything that you wanted to do or normally do on vacation.
Right.
You just got there and was like, okay, where's the rest of it? And it's like, this is it.
This is what you paid for.
Yes.
This is the photo. This is the moment. I was just
going to say, this is the photo. This is the moment. It makes me go back to that lily pad photo in Thailand.
Yes.
And because like, I forget who I was talking to. It might have been a client or just someone who visited. And they were just like, it looks incredible online, but it's literally just a pond with a boat. And the pond is as big as our set.
Yeah. I believe it.
And it's like, yeah, the photo is great, but you ever notice it's a very narrow scale of where the photo is taken.
Now that you said it, I'm like,
because
I believe
a
it.
pond.
Yeah. It's literally just boat to boat, like tip to tip. Like it does not go much further.
So no subtle movements.
I got 100 lily pads in a boat. We're gonna make it work.
Exactly. So stuff like that, and you're like, that was it.
Yeah, and they say that about a lot of those moments where it's like, I came here for this. Like this is a bit underwhelming, and it's like, yeah, well, you came here for that.
Yeah. So, before, and also you traveled a gajillion miles and a gajillion hours for it.
You better love it.
So you better commit.
You better not complain.
Last but not least, tips for standing out in those oversaturated destinations, whether it be, just content-wise or experience-wise.
Yeah.
And we've talked about this before, especially with the content. It's kind of like looking for experiences or things that are out of the pocket, or that are unique to your personal interests instead of the interests of the internet.
Exactly. And also, like we talk about seasonality, like I think to make sure that you get the best experience, whether it's content or just like not being overwhelmed, is like to kind of find what season works for you. Like, and that goes to why you want to go there, where you're going. So if you're going for a particular reason, then you might want to go in the spring season because that's when the cherry blossoms are out, or whatever the case may be. So yeah, I think seasonality kind of plays a part in what you want your experience to be like.
Yeah. I was recently scrolling, and I think her name was Love Brianna or something like that, as a travel content creator who I enjoy, but she is currently doing like a series of content where she's literally going to destinations that no one's talking about on purpose and showcasing them in such an amazing way.
Oh, wow.
And I think it's interesting, but it's also eye-opening and kind of inspired this episode because her whole thing is like, why we all keep going to the same places? The world is huge.
Yeah. It's so much to see.
195 countries.
Yeah.
We keep going to the same 8.
I love that.
So that really was kind of like the logic here, because I was just like, why do we do that?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's because it's what we see. And also, like, we are all learning and growing as travelers. So it's like, we go where we feel comfortable. Y'all might hear us talk about a destination, like, okay, I want to try that because that's an experience I would like. But yeah, sometimes even for me as a travel agent, I have to think outside of the box, like, where do I want to go? Like, what
Especially
kind of experience do I want to get, And that's why I'm a repeat person anyway, because I'd be like, I don't have time to think about that all
Correct.
the time. Like, because I'm
doing
it for other people, I'm like, I don't necessarily have the time to like really
dive
think
in
about
for
it for myself. Yeah, so
100%. That's literally my dilemma every year for my birthday, and I'm like, I'm going to go somewhere that I know.
Exactly. I'm just like, I don't have time.
I'm just not doing this. And I also don't want to feel like I'm somewhere for my birthday and it doesn't meet my expectations.
And it doesn't work out. Exactly.
Because it's the first time I've been here and I was disappointed.
Right. You pick
I
a random
never
country.
want to feel that way.
Yeah.
Like, I care too much about my birthday. So for me, it's going to be repeat offenders.
Absolutely.
That
Every
I
time.
know I will enjoy.
Mhm.
And I think that's very much okay. It's not like I'm going because I have nowhere else to go. I'm choosing to go.
Right. I'm going because I'm going to have a good time.
Exactly. And that is the priority. Final thoughts?
Yeah, I definitely wanted to add to hire someone while you're in destination, if that's your style. Like, if you are a person who's going there to get those photo moments, 9 times out of 10, there is going to be like a photographer that specializes in that, and that can get you in places where it may not look oversaturated, and you can still get those like memorable moments and still get a good travel experience. Kind of get a free tour,
right? Because they're going to show you around
in that tour as well. So I think that's just like a little tip if you do want to visit these, I guess what we're calling oversaturated or viral destinations, to kind of work with someone who's in destination, knows the destination, and can kind of get you around to where maybe it won't feel as saturated while you're there.
Yeah, I would fully agree with that. And then I would say my final thought is, if you must, and it's okay if you must visit these destinations, consider the off season. So that way you can at least try to make an effort to not having super saturated or a bunch of people in your photos or just a bunch of people in your space if you get overwhelmed by that. And also you can probably try to maximize the price point a little bit better if you have a particular budget that you're working with. So I'm a huge fan of all season. Me and Greece during the spring, we go hand in hand. I know it's still a little crispy in the air, but it's still warm.
Like, I'll take it.
I'll take it. Like late April, May for me in Greece, real bad, because once it hits the summertime, it's too many people and it's too high. The price.
And prices be pricing.
The price be pricing. The people be peopling. It's not for me. But I know that about myself. So know yourself as well. Choose the destinations that you want to visit, but consider the off season. Yeah.
Some people like being around a lot of people.
Some people definitely like that, and that's perfectly fine. And if you do like that and you still need assistance with bringing these viral destination experiences to life for yourself, if you didn't know, but now you know today, Jasmine and I are both a part of Travel Goddess International, which is a full-service travel agency that can assist with bringing your next viral Instagram moment to life.
Period. So whether you want to go to these destinations or some of the dupes, visit us at travelgoddessintl.com and we will get you set.
We will get you set. And it is time for the travel deal of the week. All right, travel deal of the week. 4 days and 3 nights in Costa Rica. Early June.
A place I will repeat.
Yes. Early June with round-trip nonstop flights via JetBlue Airlines, flying from JFK and staying at 5-star, all-inclusive resort accommodations at the Planet Hollywood, Costa Rica.
Come on, Planet Hollywood.
Yes.
It's a great hotel.
It is. So you can go over there and be a VIP. All of that for $6.95 per person.
Come on, Costa Rica.
That's a really good deal.
That is a great deal.
Especially for Costa Rica, all inclusive.
In the summer.
Right. Like, what are we doing?
That's a great
If
one.
you know that's a good John. And of course, that is an exclusive travel deal. So our membership is required. So you can simply click the link in the show notes to browse the details of this deal, or click the link in the show notes to sign up for our membership and then browse the details of this deal. And start planning your spring and summer travels, because right at this juncture, you need to do it now.
It's time.
We're starting about that 6 weeks out point where stop playing around, okay?
Hey, y'all.
Hey, y'all. Hey. We know you're enjoying the episode, but we just wanted to remind you to leave us reviews.
Yes, you guys are always telling us in our DMs, messaging us, letting us know how much you love the podcast. And we're like, we love the feedback, but let's get it on paper.
Please. And of course, if you have suggestions of topics or destinations that you'd like us to cover, shoot us a DM or send us an email.
Yes. Now let's get back into the episode.
And of course, I don't know if they do got brunch.
Yeah, they got real good coffee in Costa Rica.
They got really good coffee.
They got great coffee
with the brunch. And with that being said, it's time to get brunchy.
Sorry, y'all. I'm never on my phone, but I didn't put the restaurant name.
She definitely got it in here with just the details of
the details eat. So that's why I'm like, I gotta make sure I'm telling y'all where we going.
Where we going?
My
She
bad,
said, I didn't put the restaurant name.
Okay. Here's where we're going. We're going to 𝗑𝒂𝒄𝒄. I'm like, as you're reading the travel deal, I'm like, this is a great deal, but where is it? I was going to just make something up. But
great.
Let me get y'all the right information. 𝗑𝒂𝒄𝒄 in New York City.
Okay.
So this is a brunch party. It's like super lit. They got one of them like robot people that be like on stilts and then walking around pouring shots down people's mouth.
Oh my gosh.
It's real lit. DJ, entertainment, $50 per person gets you bottomless mimosas, sangrias, as well as an appetizer, a shared appetizer for the table, and a brunch entree per person.
That's really good. That's really good.
Yeah. And I mean, the vibes was vibing. The video that I saw was super lit.
That is
So
good.
$50 for a party. Come on.
With your bottomless.
Mm-hmm.
And your food.
And your food. Exactly. So you're paying $50 for the entertainment, for bottomless, and for food.
That's really good.
That's a deal.
I hope you're keeping a note because the weather is breaking.
They don't want to go to New York with me, y'all. If y'all want to go to New York, hit me up.
I feel like you should just plan a day trip.
I've tried. Ricky,
I've tried.
It's cool. It's in spring now. We're going to see how it goes. Updates to come, y'all. But if we don't go to New York or DC, it's clearly not me because I started the process. I'm trying. And that y'all see, I know y'all sick of New York and DC. I know y'all sick of hearing about it. But hint.
we going. This weather is fickle. It just be like,
I know,
warm today, chilly
cold
tomorrow. What's happening? But we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. Last but not least, question of the day. Question of the day, Jasmine. Would you choose a destination dupe over the real thing?
After talking through the episode, I would. At first, if you would have asked me that, I would like, no, I would just go to the destination. But after speaking through it, I would.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with the destination dupes. It's more so your preference. Like, I'm perfectly fine to go to Paros and skip Santorini, but at some point I'll go and visit Santorini.
Absolutely.
But it just depends on the time of year and how I feel and what I'm looking for. If R&R is my thing, I'm probably choosing Paros because Santorini just got a lot of people.
All year round, feels like.
All year round, because all y'all want to go there, and that's fine. So yeah, but I also will say I like to experience the things that I know other people typically seek to experience because I like to be educated on them. So yes, will I go to Paros? Of course. But will I do a day trip or two to Santorini? Yes, because I want to exactly. So I want to educate myself. So that's part of the reason why, for me, a lot of times I will lean into the popular destination over the dupe because I'm like,
that's true. No
one's going to really ask me about the dupe.
Yeah.
Granted, if I can educate, I will, i.e. this episode and i.e. other people where I'm like, what's your vibe? But for the most part, I'm like, let me go
where
here,
they want to go,
so I know what's going on.
That's true. So give us some new places to go to, y'all. Where y'all want to go? Let's stop going to the same places.
We need some new places.
Yeah, give us new places y'all want to go so we can go and tell y'all about them.
There you go. Drop them in the comments. Let us know. Also, let us know if you have experienced destination dupes or if you would experience a destination dupe, and if so, where?
How was it?
And if so, where? Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the episode on YouTube and listen wherever you get your podcasts.
Yes, and follow us on the socials at 𝗕𝗏𝒊𝒊𝒐𝒏𝒂𝒗𝒄 on Instagram and TikTok. Share our reels and TikToks and stuff. Leave comments, but nice ones. Thanks.
Thanks. And of course, if you have a product or a service that you would like to see featured on an upcoming episode of TFS, shoot us an email, info@𝗕𝗏𝒊𝒊𝒐𝒏𝒂𝒗𝒄.com.
Yeah, and to add on to that, it's the spring, summer season. If you want us to be where you at,
period,
if property, restaurant, whatever your business is, definitely email us. And yeah, let's get it going. It's our season. We outside.
I also will shamelessly plug, if you have a wig or hair brand that you would like to see me in, Jasmine in, around the globe, I'm just saying, it's going to be outside.
We are just girls, truly just girls who travel. Like, make it easy for us.
I'm just saying, wigs, swimsuits.
Sash finna get her a new wig collab.
I'm just saying.
I might get one too. So
you never know. Oh my gosh. And last but not least, leave us reviews, please. Yes. We love your feedback. We appreciate your feedback, and we want to see your feedback in print because it helps us continue to grow as well.
Yeah.
I think that's our episode.
Aw. See y'all next week, I guess.
Bye.